Okay. All right, we're live. I can see it now. Okay, guys, let's share the video. And then probably, Julia, once we reach 10 viewers, maybe we can also ask them, share it to your own timeline, share it to your friends, share it to your relatives.
Hi everyone, I hope everyone's having a great Sunday and having a wonderful weekend. We're just waiting on a few more people to get on with us. Today's Sunday, August 28th, and we decided that there's a lot of things that are constantly changing in the economy, and we wanted to answer all of your credit woes and help you guys to understand a little bit about what we do and how we can help you. we're just waiting on a few more people to get on with us. John, do you want to go ahead and start asking me the questions? Can everybody hear me? If you can hear me, please give me a thumbs up so I can go ahead and proceed and go over our agenda today. So the reason that I wanted to start this was to introduce my business. The day that I first thought about credit and the importance of credit was back in 2018. I was applying for a cell phone. And when I was applying for the cell phone, I was at Suncom and was told that I had an eviction on my credit report. I grew up very poor. I didn't have much as a child. My parents didn't help me at all. And I moved out on my own when I was 16 years old. So when I was 16, the eviction got on my credit report. I couldn't pay the rent, just like a lot of people. Bad things happen to really good people. So I started fixing my own credit at 18. I was a realtor from 2005 to 2007. After the housing market started to crash, I decided that I wanted to go back to school. So as I was going back to school, I helped people continue to help my real estate clients. When I moved to Kentucky, I gave up my real estate license back in 2007 and continued to grow and learn, explore more ways to run a business. I went to social work school. I really have a passion for helping others. So I started my business February 28, 2013, almost 10 years ago. The vision of my company is to help people to be able to become and do things that they normally couldn't do. Most people get caught up in the cycle of poverty, and the poverty is generational unless there's something that is done to change the lives. In social work, I found being a true social worker, even though I graduated Kent School of Social Work, I found out there was a lot of policies and procedures, and there was a lot of things that didn't fit with me that I couldn't do because of the way that things were outlined there. So I had a vision. I wanted to change lives, as many lives as I could. I started King Financial Repair 2 months before I graduated with my bachelor's in management and marketing. And the services that we offer a lot of services. We offer anything that has to do with credit score improvement and financial. We do business credit. So if someone's looking to get a new business up off the ground and they need money for that, we can help fund those deals. We can help them to make sure that they've got their whole business set up and structured properly so that the banks and the lenders are going to help them to get a business and to get that off the ground. 80% of businesses fail in the first 2 years. Most businesses fail in the first 2 years. So if they have capital and there's no personal guarantee, then they're able to do better. Hi, John. I'd love to answer your questions. Can you use it? I'm scared that my score might be affected by my usage. Absolutely. I'm going to get to that in just a little bit. Keep posting your questions. Love to hear anything that you have, because today I want to be able to answer that on Cover Your Woes. Credit repair, the basic process is when someone contacts us, they come from a lender or they go and they try to apply for something online. And when they don't get approved for a loan or they don't get the terms that they want, then we're able to help them. It's super easy. It's $1 for a free 15-minute consultation. While we're working on their credit, they're going to have credit monitoring anyway. So it's $1 investment to see exactly what's going on. When you go to the car lot or you go to the maintenance shop and you take your car in or your motorcycle because it's making noises, then and only then do they go in and do a diagnostic test. They're probably going to charge you anywhere from $50 to $200 to diagnose a situation. But the good thing with us is we do this because we care. So it's $1. You go to Identity IQ, and I can even share that link with you. You go to Identity IQ, you pull a copy of your credit report. Once the credit report's pulled, you'll give us the username and password. I'm going to put the comment in here. on where to pull that report from. Identity and Q. That's $1. You call us 502-689-1001. During that process, we're going to look at your credit report. We're going to see what's there, what's misreporting, how the credit cards are used. And John, I'll go into that in just a little bit as well on the proper way of using a credit card. We'll create an analysis report and we'll share that with you. During the credit report process, we do not want you to apply for anything unless you talk to us, because the credit bureaus, they really don't care what information they have on you. The more information they have, the better off they are, because they are not really on your side. They are data warehouses, and they take that information and they share it. So when they're contacting you, I had a person yesterday at an event I was at who's got a great job, understands a lot about life, but financials is not something that they teach us in school. My book I wrote was Good Credit, What No One Ever Taught You, because nobody talks about these things in school. Your parents probably didn't share enough information with you as you were growing up. And so my book is all about that. 95% of people have no clue how credit scores are calculated, and they're doing the best that they can with the information that they find on the internet. So stay off the phone. Don't talk to your creditors. Don't verify anything. We use Fair Credit Reporting Act 405, which plainly states that everything has to be 100% accurate, dated, and verifiable. If it's not 100% accurate, dated, and verifiable, it can legally and permanently be removed off the credit report. At the same time that we're doing that, we're helping our customers to get new lines of credit, get their credit cards where they need to be reporting, and we do a holistic approach, and we look at the whole situation and try to reach the goals as quickly as possible. The credit loan and advice about, I was asked about some of that. Credit cards, I'll answer your question first, John. Credit cards are used appropriately when their balances are under 20%. It's great when you go into a store and they say, oh, you've got $1,000 you can spend at Best Buy. Well, you really don't want to spend the whole $1,000 because you're using all of the available credit. If you keep that balance under 20%, which is $200, so you say, okay, I'm going to buy a TV for $500. I'll pay $300 down, finance $200. You're showing that you can adequately and properly use your credit, and that's going to help you to build more credit. If you have a credit card for 6 months and you pay your bills on time and don't max it out, then you can go in and get an additional credit card, or you can get a limit increase. With a limit increase, if they take that $1,000 credit card and put it to $10,000, you could safely go in and get all new appliances at 0% for a year or two and be able to update your home or get that new PlayStation system that you're looking to purchase. So making sure that you juggle all of those things properly is very, very important. During the loan process, we advise people when they're in our program not to go out and apply for credit, but to go out and make sure that their credit is where it needs to be. The loan process can be very different for many different reasons. If your credit scores are 400 to 620, 640, probably going to get denied for that loan, or you're going to pay the most interest that can be legally done in your state. Since we are based out of Kentucky and we're a national company, we don't see any interest rates over 24.9%. So when they go in, you want to see what's on your credit first. And that's a good reason to call us before you apply for a loan. Inquiries also affect the credit score. So as you're building the credit, even if you do a free consult and we look at it and say, okay, yes, you're ready, Bob, to go get a credit card, or you're ready to go get that home loan, it's safer to do that than get dings on your credit for inquiries, because that hurts your score. A lot of people are just like you, John. A lot of people will get a credit card for $1,000 and just spend it over, and then the fees hit and the interest hits, And then the next thing they know, they're over $1,100 on a $1,000 credit card. And so they're losing 70 to 80 points on their credit score. Why do we have a credit repair program? Obviously, my mission is to help everyone become the American dream, to purchase a home, to get qualified, to be able to stop renting and start buying. If you're renting, you're typically paying 175% in interest and building no equity. Nobody's going to rent at the exact same dollar amount that they pay for their mortgage because they have to upkeep the property. It takes time, it takes a financial investment. So, anytime you're renting, you're definitely paying more. I hear oftentimes that people are afraid to buy a house right now. If you don't own a home, there's never a bad time. You date the rate and marry the house. Interest rates in the 1980s were 17 and 18%. And right now they're only 5-6%. Feds are expected to raise the rates several more times to curb inflation. I'm not going to get on a whole economic spill, but even with the rates going up, the cost of food, the gas, and everything else is also rising. So I don't really see it having an immediate effect. And so I think that's why the Feds are going to continue to raise those rates over the next year and a half. If anybody else has questions, please chime in. I see that we've got 42 people on here with us today. Right. Good to know information. Misconceptions about credit repair. I just wanted to explain the difference between a credit repair person and what I do. I'm a credit score improvement specialist. Anybody can claim to do credit repair, and they open up shop. They're open for 6 months. They don't do it right. They don't get results. I've been open for 10 years and doing credit repair for 20. The reason that I'm different is I take the time, I invest the money, the resources, and we do everything 100% compliantly. So you don't pay us until after work is done. That is why you first have a 15-minute consultation with me or my team. We'll dissect the situation and see what's going on. Some credit repair companies open up shop, they don't get results, they shut down a year or two later. I've been doing it, and I've been in the same town for 10 years, and we work in 49 states. So if you have clients anywhere, I'm here to your king, the credit queen. Let me get some more. So credit repair, that's one of the misconceptions. When you're not doing what you need to do, you're going to get shut down. Thank God our business is highly regulated, so the bad apples get put out of business. The good people that are in it for the right reasons, like me and King Financial, we stay around. We keep making lives better. We keep changing them once at a time. We've had 5,400 something clients over the last 10 years, and we have over 493 reviews. Credit card utilization, I've gone over that. The mortgage application process. A lot of times people will go to the lender and they're looking to get a mortgage, but when they're getting a mortgage, there's a lot of issues. So the first thing they're looking at is, do you have a steady job? You have to be at your job for X number of time. They're going to ask you for your most recent 2 bank statements. If you don't provide your most recent 2 bank statements, have a job at a certain period of time, and keep your debt to income ratio where it needs to be, you're going to be turned down for a mortgage regardless of your credit. Most people, especially over the last 6 months or so, they're tightening up on what credit scores that they are requiring to get a mortgage. And the reason for that is we're in a time that we haven't seen in the last 22 years. So the mortgage applications, they need to make sure that they're getting approved. They need to make sure that you're going to pay. And so you're going to have to get all these documents. You're going to need to file your last 2 years' tax returns, and you're going to be able to have to prove those. So having a good credit score, I'm doing an event next month, and I was calculating the difference between a good motorcycle loan or a bad motorcycle loan. which can also translate to a good car loan versus a bad car loan. If you have a bad car loan, then you're paying the 4 point, sorry, a good car loan, you're paying 4%. Bad car loans, 24%. The difference was $300 a month. If the payment is $300 cheaper a month to have good credit, and you're paying it for 5 years, that's 60 months. I'm going to do the numbers for you. So you're wasting an extra $18,000 by having a bad score, but you could do something else with that $300 and make it work for you. So why a bad credit score is not good. There's more than just purchasing power. There's more than just buying things. We have a lot of people who come to us from the government who are looking to get security clearances, who have things on their credit report that is hurting them from being able to purchase and to be able to get those security clearances. Anybody with an income over $70,000 a year and you're not self-employed, they are checking to see what your financial stability is, especially if you're working for a company doing anything with personal data, or if you're working on a military base. To get different levels of security clearance, you're going to have to pass a background check. Part of that background check is criminal. The other part is your finances. They may even check your bank accounts to make sure that you're in the positive and you haven't gone negative. So there's more than just purchasing as reasons that people have contacted us over the years to get good credit. Since July 1st, 2020, medical bills are not supposed to be reporting on a credit report if they're paid. However, medical bills are still reporting on there every day, constantly. We're looking at those when we see credit reports, probably 8 out of 10, maybe that's a little high, have medical debt on them. When medical debt hits a credit report, it shows up and affects the score just like a collection. Student loans, those are constantly in the air. We've seen our elected politicians constantly in the media about forgiving student loans or giving them default judgments. Kentucky Higher Education Authority has had a lot of errors on the credit reporting, and because they are a government agency, we're not allowed to sue them. Even our consumer attorneys that we work really closely with are not able to sue them, which makes it difficult for consumers, and they're getting lost in the shuffle. I'm sure many of you have seen the video about Equifax, where the lady, she fought with them for 20 years and she just kept getting new negatives and new information on the report. When you can't share the information and you're constantly seeing these things go on, sorry, I'm trying to find the comments. Okay. When the student loans are in default since March of 2020, and they're expected to go through August 31st, and every day they're in the air, what they're going to do, how they're going to do it, if they're going to forgive 10,000 this month, 20,000 this month, if nobody has to make a payment. The good thing I've been telling people that do have good income who can pay those student loans is pay as much as you could over the last year and a half, 2.5 years. Because if you're paying it, then you're paying all principal and your interest is going down when they do reinstate them. Yes, Alvin, I'd love to answer your question. Would you like to come on with me? What actions hurt your score? So many different actions can hurt a credit score. Most of our clients are good people with great jobs. And when they have great jobs, they can either get deferred, COVID shut down their business, they got sick, they went through a divorce, maxing out credit cards. Those are different ways that affecting the credit report can happen. Hopefully that was able to answer your question. New state laws about credit repair. We have been lobbying the National Association of Credit Service Organizations for many years to make it legal to do credit repair in Georgia. While we were doing that, we have made it where it wasn't a misdemeanor to where we can do it. But Equifax is located in Atlanta, so we work in 49 states. The way to have to be able to have a legitimate credit repair company in Georgia is impossible because again, they're data warehouses and they want to store that information. So what they're doing is they're using their lobbying power and their money to be able to stop any credit repair company from coming in and cleaning it up. Back a few years ago, we met with Andy Barr for dinner in Washington, D.C. We flew in and we discussed House Bill 463. What the credit bureaus did was, in a 900-page document of legislation, they had gone in and wanted to charge for their own issues, their own errors. And we didn't think as a credit service organization that that should be allowed to be able to be charging the consumers to fix their own problems. All that would do would be like the Wild West and encourage them to have more issues and more problems on the credit reports because then they can then charge. How do we do things? Because we work in 49 states, I wanted to let everyone know that we're available via Zoom. We've got the Calendly app if you want to book directly with me, or if you want to book with someone on my team. It's super easy to do. You can call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and reach a live person. You'll just call 502-689-1001. I put it here in the thread. What we can do is we can hop on a phone call, we can do a Zoom call, show you your credit report. We can email you your analysis and analyzer. Just because you're not here locally in Louisville doesn't mean that we can't help you. We've helped people all across the country, minus Georgia. Closing remarks. I just want to let everyone know that if you would like to book with us, please go to our Calendly link and make sure that you get on our schedule. Or you can easily just pick up the phone and call us 7 days a week, 502-689-1001. Book an appointment. What we're going to ask you to do when you call in or schedule is we're going to ask you to go to identityiq.com, which I've put that link in here. That's the discount code where you can get your report for just $1 simple. And if you're not happy with your consult, we'll mail you $1 back because we know you're going to be happy. And I've never seen an accurate, truly 100% accurate credit report. So we'll have you pull that report. We'll get your username and password from you. We'll log into it while you're on the phone, me or my team, and then we'll create your analysis report. We'll set you up an account on our website. It's kingfinancialrepair.com. I'll share that as well. If you want to bypass the link and just go straight in there, you can do that. You can get information on our site about our business credit, about personal credit, about all kinds of different things. And again, we are the only accredited uh, credit service organization and credit score improvement specialist within 500 miles of here. So we want to help you change your life. Give us a call and have a great day.